Hold on.
And with that, welcome back to Tabletop Dubshot, a live-action role-playing game with all baristas. With me today is the phenomenal singer, Bela.
Who plays Val, who canonly loves the Jonas Brothers.
P.E.
Buka. Don't know who the Jonas Brothers is.
And Jordan.
As always, Pierce.
Last we left off, our friends have finally made their way into Whisper Fen, this academy of arcane and magical arts that is side the mountain itself in the Fanghorn range, using the letter that was allowed Val and her retinue. They also brought on their friend Falhorn. While they were there, they got to do a little exploring of the school as they realized that it is almost a town within itself, within the mountain. Dormitories, housing, spires and towers, magical inventions, as well as some more traditionally mundane inventions, as there is an active forge, there is just life there. It also seemed that there was maybe some stores and things like that. But as they got to do some exploring while they were with their tour guide, they saw and were drawn to the forge. And while they were there, they saw an old tabaxi, old in age and blind, but seemed interested in what was happening at the forge. And he volunteered to take you all to the library. While you guys were headed to the library, you realized that he, even though he was blind, seemed to see a little bit more than what he was letting on with his third eye, and had some ways of viewing people. While you guys were having a conversation about some curiosities and questions that you guys had, thanks to a nat 20 persuasion check from Buka, Onyx disclose some information about some of the things that you had found, as well as some of the questions that you had, including a journal that you guys had found in this underground school or academy in a previous episode. And so with that, he let you guys know that Vorkin, based off of what you guys had shared with some of the spells and writings that you guys had seen, especially in the back of this book, as Vorkin's writing became a little bit more crazy, is the easiest way to say it. He let you know that he was attempting a spell to bring about a new plane of existence, something that was news to you all, but also let you know that Vorkin is a man of many faces, as he had been living from. He had shared that you and this man named Vorkin, who we later found out is Cavino, were unseeable by him. You guys were ripples in water that he was not able to fully glimpse. And with that, we are in the library. I'll say at this point, we'll cut maybe an hour later. Go ahead, everybody, and give me investigation checks with advantage as you guys are headed back to your table that you guys had been at. But I'll say at this point, you guys will have had some time to pick out a book or some kind of research that you guys would hoping to maybe get. This won't be necessarily the only time you would be able to, but I don't know if this falls along with, just for the listener, my players muted me earlier because they needed to disclose some plans that I was not privy to. So I don't know if this works or not in your favor, but everyone go ahead and give me investigation checks with advantage.
I want Buka to go first.
You wanted who to go first?
Buka.
So my first investigation check was a 7.
Okay.
And then my next one was a natural 20 again. I think I'm going to look for a book on the Jonas Brothers because I don't know.
No, do not.
It's canon. It's too late. It's canon.
I will murder
a traveling party of Bard brothers.
Yes,
with a fourth unspoken brother
who later comes to open their shows. I'll snag a pamphlet of the Jonas Brothers. I heard he did okay. Yeah,
he does well.
I love Frankie.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab that pamphlet of the Jonas Brothers and kind of slip it into my pocket. But I think I'm more so interested in the Crystaltalons as a group.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. We will cut to everyone as you guys head back, but I will let you guys know what you guys discover one by one. Whoever would like to go next.
Sure. I got.
And then what are you looking for?
I'm researching Therian a little bit. Just the alias that we know Borkin was at one point. More specifically for him, looking at if there's any information about him physically, like what he looked like, what his race was.
Okay.
And then also looking for a quick book to bring with me on language so I can use it for my language learning.
Yeah. Any link with a 21, I'll say you kind of have free reign. This is, again, a massive, massive library. So obviously, that's why I'm kind of giving you guys that hour. Also, this hour is specifically for finding the books, not necessarily for all of the information. You guys will have access to this information post this, but you will probably have to take some time tonight to do some actual investigation and reading of whatever you guys end up finding.
I'm trying to remember the difference between Celestial and Sylvan.
Celestial
Are they related
is
at all?
the language of the gods. So same. Well, actually, yes and no. So as far as what they are, Celestial is the language of the gods and angels. Sylvan is you.
Would the Jinn have spoken Celestial?
The
Probably wouldn't
Jinn,
know
you wouldn't know. But you do have a speak of the Archforge.
True.
That being said, though, you do know that your sword is written in Sylvan.
Okay. That was going to be my question a little bit later. I'll do Sylvan then. For
Okay,
sure.
Cool. We will get into that in a second. And then, Val, what did you find?
So my first investigation check was a 7, but then my next one was a 21. So we're gonna stick with the
21. You guys,
Yeah.
we love rolling with advantage.
I love research. Question: how many resources am I allowed to grab?
As many as you want. I'll say with a 21. That being said, kind of like I mentioned earlier, it takes time to just physically read books. So your investigation is for finding the right thing, not necessarily reading everything. So the more that you end up getting, it'll probably be more checks, and you might not necessarily have access to all that information right away.
That's okay. I would just like the physical books at this point. So I would like to research. Why can't I remember his name? Vorkin. I would like to research Vorkin as a figure within this academy.
Okay.
As well as Hadrian? Adrian Stagshield, the founder of Lenneth. And then a Old English dictionary.
An old common, I got you.
Old Common Dictionary as well as
traditionally magic, and I'll say at this point you guys kind of reconvene at the table that you guys had been before. Onyx at this point, somehow in that last hour or so that you guys were gone, you guys see that someone had brought him food as he is fully just eating a sandwich and seems to have like a cup filled with some like liquid. It's like literally you just can't see what it is, so you don't know what's in there. But you guys make your way back. Oh,
why do you ask to see these things?
I don't know. It's a force. And then you guys kind of share, obviously, some of the books that you guys ended up looking for. As you guys come back with I guess we'll kind of just go in the order that we asked. Buka, I'll say you specifically find, not even with a nat 20, great roll, but you find a series of what would be the modern equivalent of like newspaper like stories. But that being said, I think the thing that you notice the most right away and again, this is only like just perusing. This is just like as you're like, oh, this is the right book. This is kind of, I'll say with your guys' roles, this is what you're gleaming just from kind of like, okay, cool. Like this is a good book. I'm gonna take it. Not necessarily all of the information that's on there. I'll say with your role, as you're going through the newspaper, quote unquote, like stories and these reports of the Crystaltalons, the stories of the Crystaltalon as an organization goes back about 150 years, which, as just upfront, automatically leads you to believe that the current members of the Crystaltalon are not the always members, unless the other members have some way of living as long as Cavino can. Now that you guys know it's Cavino, I can just say his name. It's great. But that being said, as Buka, as you're kind of sharing your guys, or as you are all sharing your findings, you know for a fact, Val, that Kubosh is not 150 years old, since Thel spent time with him when they were both members of the Children of Mercy, because they were both kind of forcibly inscripted around the same time. So you already know at least one of the members for sure is not. So the like races and mechanically different classes, as there's like the stories of like a healer, and then all of a sudden there's like other reports from like 30 years before that of like a ranger type, and then more like a bard type. And so there are these different reports of these, but they span the entirety of like Sullivan. So it doesn't seem like they are very regionally locked, but it's about 150 years, give or take, as far as the reports that you're able to find. With also kind of similarly to what Val was asking for, as you're heading back, you find a stack of books that there is a large tome that also with an nat 20 just kind of draws your eye, and you just pull at it, and then the entire stack of books just fall. And there's like a moment where you're able to kind of hide away from sight, but everybody is just looking at that area. So you kind of have to take the long way back. But as you're looking at that specific book, it's talking about more of the limits of what magic can do. And even acclaimed mages and mages of great renown and power are all limited to a certain amount of what we would know as spell slots. In the world of Sullivan, they wouldn't necessarily call it spell slots, but there is this general understanding that even incredibly mighty mages are, for the most part, limited to an extent. Like it seems that like the body of a person can only withstand so much in basically in a day, right? Before they have to rest. And so that would be like the general principle of it. Research and want. Cool. As you are looking up, because I had mentioned he had originally been part of a kingdom of this nation that doesn't exist anymore, that was both in between Stacaria, modern day Stacaria, and Numir. But the name of the nation that he was a king of is Obryn. Obrynn. And so that kingdom had existed for a long, long time. But it seems that a big part, or a part of what his nation had encompassed, is the bottom half would have actually been Lake Elder. And then the northern parts would have been the Heartlands, which is like where these roaming tribes in Stacaria roam. And so he had kind of a very Jon Snow-esque, he had united a lot of these like tribes, and then they had named him king. And so part of the reason why he was so like beloved by a lot of the people was that he was able to persuade groups that had been at war for, at this point, centuries, for some of these groups and tribes, into like peace. And so he was someone that actually invoked this massive era of peace that, as this starts to lead more into the history that the three of you guys would know, led to a lot of the peace that was allowed for the now modern day nations to exist. So it's through his uniting that Numir and Stacaria even exist. And so, but the last thing that I think you find, and again, this is just like through quick perusing, that you end up finding is that he had been on a diplomatic mission headed east, and his ship was caught in a storm, never to be seen again.
Never to be seen.
What a good cover story that is.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you.
So we still don't know if he died. Great.
Why would
Next,
he can't
next story,
die?
please. Well, I mean, we don't know if he got
We're not sure if it's a
reincarnated.
reincarnation or if he just takes on new aliases over time.
Right.
I'll say with a 21, again, for Val, the book in Old Common, super, super easy to find. That one, same attendant that helped Pierce out is like, oh, you need one too? Cool. Because you guys are both in the language section of the library. With that, information on Vorkin is actually incredibly hard to find. Even though the Undertower, as Onyx had mentioned, is less than a day's journey away. So you actually find no information on Vorkin with a 21. Because you also know that a week ago...
No, go. And then I'll ask.
Well, I was going to say, you know that a week ago, Cavino was here too. That being said, though, information on Hadrian Stagshield. Hadrian Stagshield was actually as you're finding information, you find specifically a book on, not necessarily Hadrian, but you find a book about Lenneth's origins. And as you're looking at it, there's an entire chapter dedicated to the founder, Hadrian, who was a man from there's like mention of how he had been starving as a child and hadn't been left orphaned. And so, but education was something that had been very, very important to him. And so he had sought, because he was seen as someone that was very like charismatic and very persuasive, and kind of through like his kind of like gumption, he was able to persuade these donors that normally were uncaring of kind of like the education of a lot of people to help invest into this school. He was able to persuade a lot of people. But something that's very unique that I think for Val seems a little bit weird as you know Lenneth as it is today. Lenneth originally was the original start of it is the opposite of what it is now. The original beginnings of Lenneth was a chance for underprivileged children to get a chance to actually get like an education. And because a lot of the donors are these incredibly wealthy or influential people of like industry, there's a very like industry, very almost like blue collar esque, but they were also taught kind of more upper class things, kind of like how to like read, speak properly, how to like dress, like things like that. And so the book doesn't show the progression of kind of what it's become, but as someone that has attended, and you know your parents attended 100 years ago, that sometime in the last 100 years, it seems that the full like purpose of the school has fully shifted. But you just kind of find that about Hadrian. But as you guys are kind of piecing these stories together, they all just, knowing the person now and kind of the situation, they all just seem like well crafted stories, because you all rolled above a 20 investigation. All of these stories, like as you now know the person, you're like, these are just too, like everything about it is just so perfect for the situation or the thing that is needed.
So it sounds
Adrian
like
wasn't poor.
no, he made the best of whatever lifetime he was living.
Which I don't know. That makes me feel like reincarnation is less likely. That these new characters and personas that he's taken on have been planned.
Strategically chosen to appear at the
Right.
time that he wants them to appear, as opposed
How
to
long
Yeah.
have you been 18?
Because rather than look at the draw,
a
dies,
long
reincarnates coincidentally as a boy who becomes orphan and then can do all these things. Like, I think that's just that part of the story, I think, is probably made up.
It's crazy. He's cosplaying poor.
Oh, sorry. Also, to add on to this reincarnation thread, that as you say that, there is like a point where Onyx speaks up a little bit and just says, he's Elven?
well,
This is
What?
this is news to me. I don't know anything about him. I know, again,
oh
things
right.
here and there, but
You can only
You
see the
can't
ripples that
see.
he's causing, not him by himself.
I don't know. I know very little about him. You honestly, at this point, you probably have more of an understanding of him than
Him as a person.
him as a
Mhm.
person, more than probably anybody else. I'm going to be honest. I don't even know to the extent how much his followers know who he is.
His followers, as in the
The
Crystal
Crystal
Talon, or are
Talons,
there
yeah.
more?
The Crystal Talon. They again, like I catch glimpses, but I think because they're typically in proximity to him, it is a little hard to get a full glimpse of them as well.
Mhm.
I think at this, Foulhorn speaks up a little bit and just says, obviously, I don't know. Curious if he's been here. I'm assuming, and then he looks over. No, we haven't got any reports of anything being
Sightings.
founded. So Foulhorn keeps going. So I mean, it probably means that he hasn't found it yet. So
That's a good sign.
Might give us an idea of where he could be now, especially if he was at the school
A week
in
ago.
last week.
well,
But
him and
if we were him, we wouldn't make a big fuss of finding the rock, right?
well, right, but also, I mean, this creature, when as he kind of finishes eating his meal, I don't know if you guys had seen. There's a tower out in Sablefen that monitors a lot of thunderstorms that make happen here. They tend to be pretty strong. Most of the populace, even here in Westperfen, believes it just to be result of like the mountain range and being by the coast and kind of where we are. But the reality is that it's the movement of the rock that creates these thunderstorms. And so we've had rain, but we haven't had any massive thunderstorms in the last, at least not this last week. So
Also,
Is
quick question, Professor. I don't know if maybe I missed this earlier, but obviously coming into the school and visiting and like having the ability to be on the campus grounds is limited. What about Cavino allowed him to do that?
he's a member of an incredibly powerful mercenary group. And so he's done work for Whisperfen in the past.
Got it.
And so
Okay.
they typically hold him in high standards. And so he rolled through with now. Yeah, so he's kind of allowed. I think he probably still has to announce that he's gonna show up. I don't think he would just be allowed with zero notice. He doesn't necessarily need an invitation, but because of that, he's able to bring other members of the Crystal Talon. And so he wasn't alone this time.
Oh,
and he was with
He was with a Dragonborn, I believe, and then you guys, the Stormhaven. So
Stormhaven.
Skyfang has a series of different watchtowers, basically, that are placed along the entirety of the range, and so they were used before as fortifications against the rock and attacks like that. This is more many, many, many years ago during the eras of like giants and massive creatures. And so the mountain provided a lot of protection. That's actually how Whisperfen kind of started. We were small creatures against really big adversaries. Magic is the one thing that kind of evened the playing field. But now they're mostly used for research, storage, if I'm being honest. And so, but there's a series, but
Stormhaven is the closest to the campus.
Mhm.
How many? Do you know how many there are?
11.
11. How far is the furthest one?
That would be on the furthest western coast, similar to how we're placed. We are here just by the coast, and then that one would be Ostravel. Um, but I mean, again, there are certain machinations at work that lead me to believe that just because just because they haven't necessarily discovered the rock, doesn't mean that they won't. From kind of what you've all shared and based off of his other aliases, patient, but kind of a one-track mind.
Right. Is there a map of the watchtowers that we could
Yes,
possibly take with us?
yes. And then he lifts up his hand and he kind of waves some, like basically one of the librarians. Library is so massive though that it's a full staff. So one of the attendants comes over and you see that he asks for just a map of the different. Uh,
So there haven't been any storms in the last week. How often do storms happen?
it's almost impossible to fully predict, but anywhere from a few weeks to honestly a few months sometimes.
Are there
Last one was
signs?
probably. Oh, I'm sorry.
Are there signs of a storm coming?
It's almost impossible to properly predict. It's only about a few hours notice. And so that's part of what the weather tower does is it lets us know when it's coming. And so but unfortunately we can only narrow it down to or broaden it actually to just a few hours before a thunderstorm hits.
Mm. Is there a attendant at the storm tower that maybe would have a better idea? Or is
Um
the
per,
magic innate for the storm tower? Or for
uh
the yeah.
well again, most of the time I'm going to be honest, we just kind of use it just for storage. So if there is an attendant, it's not always guaranteed. There's general upkeep of all of them, but at Whisperfen, we've taken the responsibility for Stormhaven as well as Tempest. But
Those are the
uh,
two closest ones.
correct, yeah, those two specifically are also just physically the closest. Those are actually the only two that you can see, at least on a clear day. Those are the only ones that you can actually see from the towers themselves. So
I look at the group. So if Cavino went to Stormhaven, we should probably not go to Stormhaven.
Or you
right?
will die.
Right. They do have your horses, though.
I lost cause at this point,
Oh no, they're in the stable.
unfortunately.
Oh, they're
Huh?
here?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
they're
if we
in.
take them, he'll know.
I feel like that's inevitable.
So we can take them.
I mean, if you want, I'm not the stable hand, so I don't care. I'm gonna
Do
be
we
honest.
want-
I'm team you guys. Anything that doesn't mean destroying a million souls, I'm
For now.
I look at
Um,
Val very question.
Valhorn turns.
For now, I look at Valhorn. Us? Are we?
I
just
can't
met-
answer for future me.
Oh,
She knows
no.
more things than me.
Onyx nods deeply.
See, he doesn't even know. He can't see us. I want to click that.
Um, s- so I know I just ate, but I mean, I could go for like a second dinner. Is there anything else that you guys were hoping to? I'm hoping you're gonna say no, but
Yeah, I'm good for a meal break.
It's
Mhm.
not a break. We're done researching.
That's fine.
The
Regardless.
fate of the world versus your lust
but
for
on
food.
an empty stomach.
Are you gonna save exactly? Are you gonna save the world on an empty stomach? I don't think so.
No, but
Pierce gets that.
fine. I
It-
guess
it-
we're leaving.
You guys are able to gather your books. As one of the attendants sees you guys walking out, Professor Onyx is just like, "It's fine, we'll take him," and just keeps walking as he guides you guys to this great hall area.
Put it on his tab. Also, my parents will donate something for the broken table that you didn't see yet. Thank you so much.
There's like a point where when attendants is like kind of just not reluctant, but just very much defeated, as Onyx is just like, "Yeah, we're gonna take these," and you mentioned the table. What? Turns.
Skinny.
But you guys make your way out. Down again, you guys had kind of been in a higher level in the mountain itself. You guys make your way back down and towards this great hall that is again made of this same stone color. As you guys enter here, the stone itself changes colors. It's more of like a blue, almost like an azure color stone, carved immaculately. It feels like you're in a cathedral as you walk into this absolutely massive, like, for them it's just a cafeteria, but for you this is one of the most massive cafeterias you've ever seen, probably standing about at its peak about 150 feet up, is as it's just this massive open space. You hear conversations and chattering as you guys are basically getting there right at the beginning of what their dinner time would be, as you guys have been. There is a full like menu that's kind of like placed on like the ends of each of these tables. As you look, hundreds of tables are set everywhere. And then at the far end, you could tell that there's a kitchen, but attendants are running to and from. It feels just like a restaurant, just the longest, tallest restaurant you've ever stepped foot into. But you guys are able to order food. The menu is vast. There's everything from roasts and like meat on a stick and everything to like soups and broths to salads to desserts to drinks. There's like a massive just menu that you guys are able to fully just order off of. As you guys finally get your food, whatever food your heart desires, Falhorn goes to town. Onyx is, "Kid, you okay?" "Yeah, this is the best food I've ever had." "Okay, yeah, eat up, kid. It's all in the house. Don't worry." Looks at you guys. I think he's hungry.
Is Valhorn, were you being fed out? Not in this in here? Have you been eating?
What?
Yes. Have you been eating food
I have before, yeah.
before?
When was the last meal you had?
Right.
What's today?
Tuesday.
Y-
What was that?
Onyx looks at you. Just let the kid eat. So I think as Falhorn kind of helps, I think the question is then, are we? You said you're all going to avoid Stormhaven.
We will
think so.
die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can arrange for access to Tempest if that is what you so
Yeah,
desire.
that's what I think is our
Tempest
best
sounds
move.
good. Can you see the other watchtower from Tempest?
Mhm.
Can they see the other Tempest from Stormhaven?
Mhm.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You don't
Again,
see.
They can
You don't,
see it. They could see it. They could. Can they
can they?
feel us though? Right? Do they know it's us?
well, again, I mean, one, they're not. I mean, they're within eyesight, but they're not necessarily like immediately next to each other. So there's always that. But it's also, I mean, it's a whole building. Like it's not like you can just
Oh,
look
you won't
over
see
and
the
see.
people inside.
No, unless you're on the platform.
Okay. The platform is the top.
The top, yes. There is
But
this massive platform. Yeah.
even then, I'm assuming. I mean, you could see that people are there. You wouldn't be able to see who it is.
So
You don't know what Cavino is capable of. All he did in her last fight was pretend to die
Right.
that's funny.
Twice.
twice,
Yeah. But
and I
it's
healed him.
but we'll have the horses. So if we needed to get away from the tower quickly, we could.
Okay. The horses
Yes.
versus whatever magic he is capable of.
Yeah.
The
Still
horses can
better
also
than
die.
running and the
It-
magic that he has.
Also,
True.
I mean, you can take the horses. I don't know how much good they would do you in the tower itself, but
I
Right.
mean,
Yeah,
they're
it's
available.
outside the
Outside
tower.
that tower.
Also, it's principle. We are taking the horses because he's going to know it's us eventually. We're taking them. I was taken advantage of.
yeah, I mean, I can hide them if you'd like.
That
Where?
might be better.
Yes.
I don't know if the tram would love you guys having a horse there. You can take them. They probably talk them out of it, but
No.
Oh, we can
Just
take a
take them
tram to
away
the
from
tower?
him.
again, I can hide them, so I don't mind doing that.
Okay.
Again,
we'll
They
hide
you
them.
like
guys,
they
I
like
have
carrots a lot.
tenure.
Please.
Yeah, again, I have tenure. I can
Actually, do you just want them? I just don't want him to have them.
have horses.
Yeah, I don't know how beneficial they would be. They're not service horses, but
I also I
I-
don't know if listen, just because I can see a lot, I'm still a old blind man. I don't
exactly.
know how feasible or safe it would be. It'd be funny to see, but
Mhm. Well, then they're not
You can't
working
see.
horses technically, but they are seeing eye horses.
oh, okay. Then yeah.
They're classically trained.
They're classically trained, but not for service. They do their little
Right.
prancy prance, but
They can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they could stay on the road on their own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take them.
yeah. Could I borrow them from you if something comes up?
Yeah, you can rent them out, sure.
If
Rent?
something comes
Yeah,
up.
you said they're mine now.
You just gifted him horses. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I'm confused why
You-
you're confused.
I run
But
their business. Listen, listen, my
These
entire
are
time.
his
This is-
horses now.
My entire
you know what? Can I
time running-
ungift them?
It's too late. My entire time running a horse renting business, I've always been fair. I've always been firm but fair.
You've never had you don't even know their middle names.
That's okay. They're gonna get renamed anyways.
Oh.
I'm going to name them. He looks at you with his like cloudy eyes. I'm going to name them their true names. Do you know? Because I've also to Tempest.
Mhm.
An apple, and then just makes his way back out. You're all more than welcome to try, but
Mhm.
and then he.
I think have I gotten the chance to scarf down a few kebabs?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
At this
great.
point, you guys have been there for a little bit because he also wanted like a. So I'll say that all this is happening while you guys are eating, but you guys are kind of left alone. The three of you and Falhorn. Falhorn at this point has fully unbuckled the top button and is so happy.
Mhm.
Again, when was the last meal you had?
It's been a couple days, I'll be honest. But things look like they're going up ever since I met you guys, so this is pretty good. But even getting to be here, honestly, this is more of an opportunity and I don't want to necessarily miss out. I haven't always been the best when it comes to I think probably more traditional like magical and arcane schooling. But I'm really good with magic, you guys. I promise I'm really good. And so like, I just needed an opportunity. Like
There's a word for maybe schools of magic aren't your forte. Maybe like more inward reflection.
What?
I'm
so
thinking of the word buka. Could you or
what?
or Pierce?
What type of? So the magic that does go well. How did you learn that?
I've just always been good at it.
Oh,
and then he. I guess I'm gonna roll to see if he hits.
I
No.
hope he does.
Oh, dirty 20 to hit. You see that and then
Awesome.
it.
Did you learn that
Toggles.
one from a book, or is that one that
No.
you learned by yourself?
No, that one I learned by myself. That one's pretty easy, if I do say so myself. But sometimes when I try to cast stronger magic, that's kind of when it crazy.
Hmm.
Well, I think a school of magic can be helpful. Do you think the wizard you're with right now is truly gonna help you get there?
I mean, he has to, right? He's knowledgeable.
I think you should find someone else who was maybe born with magic instead of studying magic.
Yeah, but they don't really like. How do you teach someone something that you kind of just already know how to do and never learned yourself?
Exactly. So why do you know what? Why do you need someone like that?
Because I want to make sure that I don't hurt people.
Hurt people, hurt people. Are you hurt?
Goes back.
Well, so being able to visit has solidified your decision. You really want to come here?
Professor Onyx seems great. If I could take a class with
Yeah.
him, I think that'd be really, really cool. I mean, he
They'll
might
forget you.
kind of used to
Well,
that,
not just you though, the entire class, right? So,
which is somehow does make it sting a little less.
right, because
Group
it's not
bonding with
you.
trauma. We love
It's
that.
it's not you individually. It's the entire class as a whole.
We were all forgettable.
No,
What?
no. We are learning self-worth today.
Okay, but that's stupid.
No, it's not stupid.
You're right. What was I thinking? I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing.
I'm sorry.
What? Here's the one that I was forced to go to. You don't know my life story.
I'm sorry.
And you don't know his.
I know that he doesn't know the difference between different tallow candles. And I know
You're right.
that the wizard that he was following was horrendous to him.
Yeah, I think you, Valhorn, you do whatever you want to do. I do think you need to follow or find somebody.
And
That
he kind of
was
just
following orders.
quiets down. You see, he kind of just starts to eat food.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was my thought.
Before you go completely quiet, what do you think about this spell, Valhorn? Do you think it was? Do you think it's trouble? Do you think it's? I mean, obviously it's trouble, right? A million souls. That's kind of crazy. But from what you've seen and what you've experienced, if normal wizards were to try to attempt this, how many do you think one person could do it, or would it take a group?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check. Go ahead and do it with disadvantage.
Oh,
Why? We're trying to help him be a better person.
we put him down.
No, we didn't. We're trying to build him up.
17 on the persuasion check.
With disadvantage?
Yes.
Cool. I think kind of more like at the actual conversation of magic, more than one. Like you would need at least 5 or 6 probably to cast it successfully if it's something of the scale that you guys and Professor Onyx are mentioning. It's a big spell that alters the world as we know it, which is mind bending a little. But
What about a really powerful one in the equation?
I mean, same.
They would all need to be really powerful.
Yeah, I mean, there's limits to what the body can withstand. I mean, that's kind of why I want to learn. Like I've messed up with magic before, and like that's the thing that I think why I want to learn it is we're not meant to use or control magic.
Hmm.
Do you guys know? Like, do you guys understand? It's like trying to control the ocean.
Who
You
says?
can't to everyone
Why should you care?
because you can die if you don't do it properly.
That's like everyday life, though. You can die doing anything.
Not like this.
I pat Falhorn on the back. Don't worry, Falhorn. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that as very few people will die as possible. As I try to walk back, promising that nobody will die because that's life. Sometimes.
Everyone dies.
Yeah.
Gets quiet again. Goes back to eating.
Except for that one guy who I was right about. But,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Should we just go over to to Stormhaven? I mean, we can just ask.
No,
I mean, he doesn't know,
but
right?
he'll know eventually, and eventually could be now, and then we'll die.
Well, what if we just don't? What if we just pretend? What if we just don't let him know that we know? You know?
Pierce, please talk some sense into Puka.
He looks up from eating. I don't know how well we are at like, and by going
We
continues
could
eating.
we could sabotage their hunt for the rock.
Create a fake storm? You know how
No,
to do
I mean
that?
we can go distract them.
Oh.
Or but then if they're
I will say, you guys also don't know if he's still at Stormhaven.
because
Right.
it's been a
But he
week.
needs a feather. There hasn't been a
Mm.
storm in a week, though.
No.
Yeah, but he could be moving down the line of the watchtowers and spending time at each one because I mean, all it is luck of the draw of which watchtower he's at when a storm hits, and hoping to be at one that's relatively close to it.
There hasn't been any storms, though.
Right.
Mm.
Which is why there's no reason for him to just sit at one watchtower.
He has all of eternity to get this feather.
Right. But if he's at the wrong watchtower and it happens farthest west of the mountains, I'd bet he can't get there soon enough before a storm ends. And then no feather.
Mm.
So while he may have headed to Stormhaven, if I were him and had all the time in the world, I'd sit at the most central watchtower. Best chance of being within travel distance of a storm to get there in time.
If we were to get a feather, well, one step deeper, I guess. Why do we want a feather? We don't want a feather.
We don't. No.
We just want to know if he's close enough to another piece of the spell.
Right.
I guess my question is how can we stop him from getting a feather? Can we?
We talk to all of the rocks and convince them to go into hiding and migrate.
How's your
I like
animal
that
handling?
plan. Yeah.
Actually, really good.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think this is actually pretty good.
Which I've never
you
had to use this
talk-
entire campaign.
Talk to a bird.
You have speak with animals.
I don't think so, but I have really good animal handling. So if I raise my arm out enough, it just be like, please, just go away. Wait, these things are massive. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Mountain sized.
They're huge.
Do you think a rock do you think a rock has to willingly give up a feather, or do they just lose feathers all the time?
I don't know.
Maybe we can talk to the rocks and make sure that they don't give their feathers away.
Valhorn speaks
Do
up.
speak.
If that's the, I mean, how bad are these guys?
They want to kill a million souls.
I feel like if it doesn't willingly give them a feather, they'll just take one.
I mean, if it's a willing thing and they need like an adult rock's feather, could it be like persuaded to or forced to if they had one of its young?
Probably.
We have to defend all rocks from Cavino.
The
How are we going to do
theoretical-
that? Yeah.
The theoretical, we don't. They're just legends, but they exist.
Oh man. Well,
We should
I think-
probably, if we want an
Yeah.
early start, we should probably
Probably.
finishes his plate.
What-
You guys wrap up. As you guys make your way back to your room, you guys pass the forge, and you see at this point you hear you guys make your way over there, and by the time you guys get there, it's more contained. So many parts of this like outdoor forge you could tell are just fully just singed and burned. So much of the stone has just been blackened by just this immense fire. Again, maybe I shouldn't have left them alone for a few hours. I'm so sorry. It's fine. I'm the one that left you. You're fine, kid. But came out pretty good. And you see he has like two different like these massive tongs, and he's holding like the length of the blade, and it's probably about 3 feet. But you guys can tell at this point it still needs to be put into like the rest of what would be the rest of the weapon. But you could tell there is just like a large scimitar of some type.
Do we have time? Don't you guys want to make a sword?
Yeah, what time is it?
It's probably about like 8 or 9 p.m. already.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can come back. I'm not just because you guys have things to do tomorrow doesn't mean out of the academy.
Right.
You'd welcome us back?
Yeah, unless you, I mean, do something bad.
Change sides.
Yeah,
Right.
because we don't know what future you's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be kind of nice to make a weapon without necessarily having a time. So you can just do it when you come back.
Sounds-
Then there's not really any proper indication of where like the room numbers are, but you guys finally make your way back in, and you guys are able to rest for the night. The rest of you guys, obviously, everyone go ahead and mark your long rest.
Mine is still long rest.
It is still a long rest. With that,
You know what? I'm gonna use just translating each page by page, going from the back of the journal to the front.
for Vorkin,
Yes, for his
Yeah,
Vorkin's
the
journal.
yeah, specifically, well, so we found it's written in a lot of it is written like in Old Common. The back of it is not written in Old Common; it's in Celestial.
I don't remember that one.
Dang it.
Shit.
No.
Let's go from the front to the back. Wait. Here's, did you grab the celestial or did I grab the celestial?
You did not grab the
Neither of
Celestial.
us did.
I don't remember that detail. My note taking has betrayed me. Let's go
I don't
front
think
to
we read
back.
far enough to know.
No, we did.
We saw the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which means
Mhm.
he has become a celestial, or unless he just knows celestial off the top of his head.
Probably just learned it over his thousands of years of living.
That's crazy.
Figured it's a very uncommon language to know, so nobody would be able to read his journal.
How long has Duolingo been around?
Not
In
long enough.
Solivant for about but again, it's not that difficult to translate. Again, like there's maybe words here and there that you have to. Most of it you can make out for what it is as you're kind of going through it in these 3 or 4 hours before everybody else wakes up. You end up again. A lot of it is lesson plans. It seems like it's a detailed account on him being an attentive headmaster. There's even like sections that are literally like, make sure that you respond to Peter's query about or look up this for this person. Like, so there's like question. A lot of it is again him being like a teacher or like a headmaster of some kind.
Is there Half-Blood Prince style secret magic written in the margins?
Not that you can see. You start to notice a little bit more as you get towards the back half when the little more cuckoo writing starts to happen, but also when a lot of spell crafting starts to happen. Because there are also like multiple pages of spell. It's more of like the last 2 pages that really worry you guys. But there are other spell. These are very cantrippy ones, but you would have to probably like learn it as far as like taking at least some time. But in the next couple days in game, if you would like to try to learn prestidigitation, I'd be cool with that.
Sick. Sounds good.
Can you tell me what that does?
What that word is?
Yes.
What the spell is.
Prestidigitation. It's prestidigitation. As you're kind of reading it again, you haven't learned. The spell is a minor magical trick that novice spellcasters use for practice. You create one of the following magical effects within range. You create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect, such as a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, faint musical notes, or an odd odor. You instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire. You instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. You chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. You make a color, a small mark, or a symbol appear on an object or a surface for 1 hour. You create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit in your hand and that lasts until the end of your turn. If you cast this spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time. You can dismiss such an effect as an action.
Sick.
You guys all awake before, as you kind of wrap up your sleep for the night, going into the morning, the mountain shakes as you feel lightning striking the mountainside.
Fun.
You guys That's kind of like your guys' alarm. I'll say at this point, it's kind of hard to gauge. You guys are inside of a mountain. You do again, everything is so magically charged that there is a clock like on like the wall that seems to be arcanely, almost like electrical looking, of this like blue arcane electricity, and it lets you guys know that it is 4 o'clock in the morning. It is early as you either feel the lightning itself hit the mountain or the thunder that followed after, but you guys feel that. You guys make your way to the forge. At this point, you already see Onyx is there, kind of his like small frame at this point. He sees you guys. I'm assuming you all heard the thunderstorm.
We did, and
Yeah,
then we
that's why we're here.
rushed as fast as we could.
Well, good news. We can get going. The trams normally don't necessarily run at this hour, but I've asked for a favor. Looks over at Val. The horses are fine. They are heading away. So when they make their way back, they won't necessarily have access to at least these horses.
Thank you.
Uh,
Even
did
if
you
you
guys
renamed them.
to their true name? So you're welcome. Heads over to a deeper part of the mountain, close to kind of where you saw a lot more of like the spires and towers that have been carved into the mountainside itself. You guys head over there and you guys go through like a series of tunnels. And you see at this point there are a kind of like tunnel that heads east to west, as there is this train, this thing that you guys might have maybe have heard about, trains not being super common in Solvent. No windows on the side except for one at the very front of this tram and one at the back. To kind of put in perspective, it's about the length of like a normal city bus.
Mm.
And so, but as Onyx looks at you guys and just says, "This will lead you guys to Tempest," I believe is where you all wanted to go.
Yes.
From there, once you get off on that station, you will head up. It's kind of a long trek to the very, very top. But so it should take you maybe a couple hours to get all the way to the storm tower, or to the tower itself. But they are expecting you all. I haven't said names or anything, obviously, but I've just let them know that I have students that are making their way over there for a research project. So you kind of should be left to your own devices while you're there.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. And then he goes into his pocket. It's covered in lint at this point, but he starts to give you guys little pieces of candy and just says, "Just something for the road." You can get like, and then puts whatever kind of like hard candy in his mouth. It's good.
Good. Okay.
It's kind of like this, like a toffee, like a hard toffee that you're able to kind of just like suck on, and they just like, it just feels nice having like that small moment of just like kind of good luck here. These little goodbye, like not forever, but like little good luck, like little candies. Be discreet, and when we come back, we can make a sword together. And I
Woo!
probably won't leave you guys. That's pretty good.
That's
Best I can offer.
Sounds good.
That's a good promise. Yeah.
Probably.
Okay, well, don't die. And then looks over Val. And do not concede to the powers of evil, at least not today. But
Not today. After this.
okay, you can be evil in other ways and not kill a million. I think that's yeah.
It's fair.
I think there's levels to.
You can see my father. I'm sure you know.
Yeah, he's not a good dude.
No.
No. Okay. Well, you guys should probably get going. You guys make your way in. There are seats on either side, and he, as before, this door is like physically closed. He looks at you guys and just says, "You should probably make sure you're sitting."
Yes, sir.
Closes it as you guys sit down. Where again, you guys look inside. Everything is just shiny and new, and you feel like a small shake and a small rattle as the tram itself lifts up, and immediately, like, there seems to be some effect of like gravity on the seats themselves that hold you down. But even with this effect on, you immediately feel as it shoots through the mountain itself. You're traveling for about 7 or 8 minutes at kind of this like neck bracing like speed. You feel that if anybody was standing at this point, you would have just fully shot to the back of the tram, as like Falhorn is like gripping his seat, like freaking out. It is fully unpleasant as you feel like your guys' stomach just kind of churn a little bit The only thing, again, maintaining you guys is whatever spell or effect is on the seats themselves. And then there's a point where your neck almost snaps back as it slows down briefly and then just a quick hard stop. But there, as you guys, the doors are still closed, but you guys are able to open them up. There's no conductor. It just seems that the tram can be set to certain locations, but you guys make your way out. Similar station to the one that you guys had seen before, and then you guys see a staircase that leads up.
I guess this way to the tower.
Yeah, let's get going. And then Falhorn kind of lets you guys take the lead, but you guys start making your way up. You guys walk or climb up, stairs for so long. There is points, like even in character, you guys have to take breaks where it is there's a point where like you're like an hour of just climbing stairs. You guys are sweating at this point. There's like torches, these like arcane lights that light up the entire way. So you're not in this dark stairwell. And they're wide enough and large enough that it doesn't feel super claustrophobic, but there is that moment when you realize you're like how much longer are we going to be doing this? It's another hour and a half later where you finally start to see light start to peek its way from the top. As at this point, it's probably closer to 7 or so in the morning. But the thing you guys hear first and foremost is the sound of rain. Heavy rain. It starts like even where some of the steps are at, everything seems dry, but like it just sounds so close. You finally make your way to the top, and then just like there's a bright flash of light that almost blinds you guys. You guys instinctually obviously close your eyes, and then thunder, just deep rumblings that shake the steps that you're in. But you are in this massive building. You're on the ground floor, pretty open space, massive window panes on this second level. And there's a staircase that leads up, as well as like some doors to the left and the right that you guys are able to go to. But it seems that whatever platform that was meant,
Directory.
Right. I start opening doors or seeing if doors are unlocked.
yeah, as you are going, all the doors are open.
Oh, great.
Yeah, fully open. You go into some of them. The ones that are close to you, as you open them, there is a series of cots that are all empty. They're all very tidy, but there is like a point where the first room kind of has all these like beds. You go to the second one, second and third actually all seem to have different like, crates and boxes. You notice like also random things. You notice like what seems to be like a standing light. They kind of has like those kind of like rounded tops. And so you go through these 2 doors, you see this massive platform out there, crafted of this light gray wood. And then you guys make your way through the first set of doors. And once you open it, you realize that this first door provides some level of soundproofing, obviously not excessive. But the moment you open it, before you open up the second one, you hear the wind whistling so loud that outside door is like shaking a little bit as it's like maintaining its grip barely. Another flash of light, and then another shake. You guys make your way out, and the door almost shoots out from your grip as it is still holding on, but it goes to the edges of what the hinges allow for it, and you guys make your way out. Go ahead and give me another round of perception or investigation checks.
Still banking on perception, I think.
No, investigation all day.
14.
14.
22 investigation.
22. With the 22 investigation, as you're looking at that, you realize they're used as some kind of like lightning rods to some extent. They help prevent any form of like serious damage actually hitting the building itself. But you notice it's kind of tucked away. Again, at this point, you guys are shielding yourselves from the rain. The drops are massive. The wind is going easily 30 miles an hour, 30 to 40 miles an hour. And you guys are just seeing like lightning hit everywhere. So you guys are all kind of just struggling. Close to the furthest like lightning rod, you notice something on the ground. There seems to be like a bag or like a pouch of some kind that has been like looped over the lightning rod and then is just kind of like whipping. Most of you guys didn't even notice it just because it's partially hanging off of the edge.
That the lightning rod is covered. One of them.
Well, so at the very end, it's like it's like this massive spike, and
Mhm.
it seems like whatever bag or satchel was placed over it, and then so like
Mhm.
the actual like straps or
Or
whatever are
flapping.
yeah.
Yeah. I look at the other lightning rod. Is
You, you guys don't see anything else on those ones. Those ones just seem to be like the spikes themselves.
He
Am I able
knows.
to? I'm gonna try to get the like pouch.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
can I hold on to his legs or something?
Go ahead and do it with advantage. Yes,
Can I hold on to Buka's legs?
you can. It's the same level of advantage, but
But like it'd be funny for plot.
Double advantage.
Yeah.
14.
14. I'll say a 14 is enough. There is like a point where you have to like go belly down to the like whatever this bag or like kind of satchel is, and there's a point where you feel you start to like move just from the physical wind. The gust itself hits you. At this point, Val and Buka each have one of your legs, and they're genuinely the only reason why you don't fully veer off of the side.
You're welcome.
As you guys are there, you guys are all getting towards the edge. You guys have to be low. You guys are ducking as the wind is hitting you guys. You look over the edge. It is easily a 600-foot drop. But you guys are at the top of part of this mountain range as the mountains kind of proceed in, like as far as the eye can see, towards the east where the coast is. And you guys have just been and also to the west. Who knows how far into Stakaria. But it takes a little finesse, helps out with like a mage hand to get. It smells like leather, and it also smells like ozone.
Ozone.
It smells like sky.
What does
Okay.
sky smell like?
I look straight up into the sky to see what I can see.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
God damn it.
Can
and then
I
everyone,
also-
yeah, all of you guys, go ahead and roll your perception checks as you guys are now again at the end. You guys are at the best visual spot for everything.
22 perception?
9.
I also got a 9.
Buka with a 22 perception.
Hmm.
It is early in the morning. Light should be out. The clouds are so heavy that it looks dark. Everything around you just feels like it's like light is not being allowed through. The only visuals that you really have is when lightning is striking. That's like genuinely the most amount of brightness and light that you're presented and allowed. You look towards the west, and it seems like lightning has some level of like you can track it a little bit. Like as a storm progresses, you can time it and you know how far or close or like how far away or close, a storm is.
Yeah.
Lightning is going and you're seeing these like massive, just quantity wise, lightning maybe about a mile away to the west as the lightning is just kind of striking. All of you guys see this part of it, but I think with your perception check, you notice it getting closer as like the lightning's actually like coming your guys' way, and you guys see, or you see specifically the edges of wings dripping down from the clouds themselves. You don't see
The rock.
Not Dwayne Johnson.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
as you are saying that to your friends, and like again, you it's still some distance away, but it's making it choose you guys. You turn around to tell your friends this with your continued perception check. You can see the other platform, and you see 3 figures standing there. And then immediately 2 of them, and they start making their way to you guys. The third one, it's hard
They,
to gauge.
jump off the platform?
They don't jump.
They're
Well,
flying.
actually, that's not true. They do.
Okay.
The third figure remains on the platform.
Does he have horns?
Can't see.
I draw my I draw my rapier.
I draw my bow.
I mean, like how far?
Pierce, just so you know, you're a bad friend for not pulling out your weapon.
These things are like miles apart. I'm not like worried about them
They start
sneaking up on me. I'm
traveling
watching
to
them fly
us.
at me. Huh?
Oh man.
Oh,
flying.
You
he's-
guys are so. You guys
he's
obviously have never
hand-to-hand
been in war. You guys
combat.
are so jumpy.
Yes.
You know what? It's
What are you guys doing?
I mean,
make
my
sure
hand's
Val-
on my weapon, but I haven't drawn it yet. I'm just waiting for them to show up.
I have my bow drawn.
I need everyone to roll dexterity saving throws.
No,
That one's okay.
I guess. What?
Yeah, 23.
15.
30, 20.
You all are able to. Oh, I got to roll for
Valhorn.
Dollar.
Man,
Save our boy. He's
can
just
I-
a sorcerer who doesn't know.
Can I roll at disadvantage to give him advantage? I want to try to, because the next thing I was going to say is I want to make sure Falhorn is behind us before.
Go ahead and roll again. Take the lower of the
Okay.
two.
Perfect.
Save our boy.
Well, that was a natural 20, so it's still,
Oh.
it's still a 23.
Save our boy.
Can I also give him Bardic Inspiration?
But you're gripping on. It is so hard as the rain has not let up at all. But you're able to help him get his hands on the actual edge of the platform, and then you kind of just grab him by the belt loops almost, and you help pull him up. Puka, thank you. Thank you.
Don't worry, Falhorn. Every time you fall, I'll be there to help you up.
Horror on Valhorn's face as you guys turn around. It descends down, massive wingspan, blue, black feathering with these random plumage of yellow, bright like a sunburst almost, on its actual like chest of this massive, massive creature. From beak to tail, it's about 60 feet in length. You are looking at its claws. It could easily carry a ship. You guys are you hear it's so hard to hear just because of the wind whipping away at everybody. But from the you hear a voice just say, "Retreat and you may live." And you see the armed human yell that out to you guys.
Hmm.
And then he closes the space between you guys.
We're
Yes.
gendering them.
Val, go ahead and say
I
what you're
still
going to say.
I still have my bow drawn. I don't have anything to
Yeah.
say right now.
Okay, guys. Well, the rock is here. Do we just try to shoo it away? Do we?
We're
Poke
not
at its feet,
killing the
so as-
rock.
Right. We need it to go away, though, right? We
You
don't
see the
want it to
rock?
stay here.
Look at you guys.
Rock, you are in danger. Please, just go elsewhere.
It is about 20, 30 feet away from you. Cocks one of it, like a massive, massive head.
Can I try to scare it away?
Why would you scare it? It's gonna use.
Go ahead
It's
and roll an animal handling check.
Who? Me? You?
Person that's trying to scare.
Why are you
I'm-
gonna scare it?
No,
Would
you're not doing
rather
anything. You're just standing
comfort-
there with a bow.
No, I
I
put
need-
my bow away and I want to comfort it.
No, it's silly.
Is it land?
We're doing this in order, Val. We can't just be taken back.
Fine.
I want this rock to go away because if it goes away, so does it. Its feathers go
Go
away.
ahead and roll an animal handling check.
Okay, Buka.
Does it?
Oh.
Is it landed on our platform yet or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's at
Yeah.
the very edge though, but
I rolled a 10.
I spoke to.
a 10.
Yeah.
Another loud yell as it starts to make its way to you guys.
I put my
Who the rock gets to roll?
roll
That-
what?
Rock and roll. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
In this moment,
Dwayne.
In my failed
Dwayne,
attempt,
stop
I would
it.
like for everybody to know that Buka is waving his hands, like, "Shoo! Get out of here!"
you guys want. You know what? I'll roll it in front of.
Is it an intelligence check?
It is not an.
No.
Oh,
Why would
no.
that be good for any of us? Don't even suggest that.
I would rather him roll an intelligence check than an attack
No.
roll.
What's your intelligence?
No. It's against it's against the animal handling.
Oh, my
If it
animal
wasn't.
handling is.
I'm gonna roll this.
+6.
I'm gonna roll this on Book.
Oh no.
but the bird is doing it with a +9. just pushed as well with it as this gust of wind just hits the bird, and the bird gets pushed back a little bit, not enough to even armed man wearing armor flying towards you guys. Next to you guys, or next to him, a blue dragonborn that you guys had seen at the top of Lenneth in those like final moments. They land kind of equidistant from you guys and the rock. The dragonborn does not look very concerned at all. You could tell the fighter seasoned experiences looking around. He's wearing like a helm. I need everybody to roll initiative.
I don't want.
What a time to roll one. Not that I really need it, but
Woo!
Ugh. Shut the heck
wow,
up.
nice Puka.
Yeah.
Got a 21. Oh.
I got an 8.
Hey,
That means you ate.
Yes.
Val, you
Fuck
got a
it.
21. What did Pierce get?
26.
Nice.
We get.
What did Buka? It's actually weighing him down.
Oh no.
Boo.
Dang it.
He didn't sleep it all the way off.
I know.
He needs a laxative. Just poop it out.
Poop it out.
Bop.
Bop, bop, bop. With that, they land. The soldier or this armed man doesn't say anything anymore. You hear the dragonborn speak up a little bit, look at you guys and just say, "This is not your fight. You may leave, perhaps with your lives. You will not survive this encounter.
What are you going to do to it?
I simply request and need a feather. That is all. I do not wish to." Looks over as at this point, seeing that now kind of almost on a different part of the platform, the rock is kind of eyeing both of you guys, but no one has moved yet at this point. I just need a feather from the beast. That is all.
Ask nicely. With consent.
I just require the feather is all.
If you don't mind, I think we want to make sure that you don't hurt this rock.
That is not a concern of yours.
Unfortunately, I think we made it a concern of ours. And I look back at Val and Pierce to make sure that we still want it to be a concern of ours.
It's a concern of ours.
The rock is like looking at the two that just
And whatever spell they had cast, that kind of was like that gust of wind,
right.
has saved Buka from a possibly getting eaten. So
Nice. Good. They saved your life, they didn't even mean to. I think I
They
look
don't
back.
see, I'm doing a
'Cause-
good thing. See,
I'm like picturing us on this platform where the rock is kind of behind us to the side-ish, but so tall that it's almost like he's towering over us as he looks at both groups. I'll look back at the rock and just like stare at it to try to like make eye contact with this creature because I know he's looking around. Does at any point he like see that I'm looking at him?
yeah, go ahead and make an animal handling check.
Can I also look at the bird?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Ooh, 17?
17.
Hold on.
Just
24.
looking for eye contact. Jesus
I
Christ.
just want to make eye contact with the bird. It's pretty.
Pretty.
What did Val get?
24.
24. You guys, there's a point. I mean, because your party is together. There's a
Right.
point where, as it like looks at both, to be, it doesn't speak. Like nothing in anything you guys have read would even lead you to believe that it can. But it doesn't look mindless entirely. It doesn't have like that same look that like a more traditional like bird or animal would.
Mhm.
And it looks at you, but it in all of this. But I think there's like this moment where, and then you
Is the like human in armor or the dragonborn like closer to the rock?
I'll say just because for the sake of the aesthetic, you guys make like a perfect triangle.
So that both of them are equal distance to the rock.
Mhm.
Are we directly in between the rock and
No,
these
you guys are all like
two
on
new-
edges of the platform because you guys had to run to go save Val.
Oh, right.
And so at this point, you guys are all like equal. Again, you guys are all like, points in a triangle.
How far? I'm assuming the platform's not like overly huge, but can I use my movement? Like after making eye contact with the rock, I want to use my movement to get between the rock and the two that just landed. Like keeping eye contact, kind of. Yeah.
Cool. You go and do that. You guys see immediately it starts shuffling its feet a little bit and it spreads its wings. More lightning starts to like strike down. But you pull your weapon. The initiative right now, we're gonna hold off on it for two, like just for for a second as you guys are doing that. But right now, it doesn't mean we're fighting. Doesn't mean we're in combat. But the initiative is going to help us just with keeping track of who's doing
Actions.
what.
Yeah.
That is going to be Val.
Please, me speaking to the rock. Please, please, please just fly away, far away from this.
Just looks at you and cocks its head.
That's all I got.
You don't have to do this. We do not mean to harm the beast. Lady Valaria would never approve of it.
You mean Valeria?
Who?
Anyways,
Somebody take psychic damage somewhere.
why
Valaria
must you take this feather's bird? Wait, this bird's feather.
Bird's feather.
Sorry. Yeah, I got there. Got there.
It is for the greater good. It is.
Is that what he told you?
A million souls is the greater good.
It's not a million souls.
Then what is it?
simply, It's simply a misunderstanding. It's simply an opportunity to achieve something beyond this world.
He's lying to you. He's selfish.
His immortality itself is a sign from the gods, and we can only aspire to achieve the same level of holiness that he has achieved.
Has he told you that?
He lies to you, soulmate.
He looks at you, confused. At this point, the armed guard, it almost seems, speaks up and just says, "Do not listen to them. They simply mean to deceive you, for it is the way of non-believers.
Okay, Cavino.
You do not know of what Cavino brings."
Did we learn the wife's name from Vorkin?
We did not?
No, perfect. I think you might need to get a little bit more clarity on what this spell is supposed to do, because from what we've researched, it's going to consume a million souls, and immortality is not what he's after. He's after what we have. He's after mortality. He wants to die, and this
Wants
is
to
the only
be
way
with
he
his
can.
beloved.
Looks at you. Go ahead and give me insight checks.
That's a 19 insight.
Yes, Val, you got to speak into the mic.
That's a 16. I said eating my mic.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Fierce.
proud of it. That's why.
I think I'm at this point just like trying to make myself vulnerable to the rock almost.
Yeah.
Try-
I mean, at this
try
point,
to
you've turned.
show- and I turn my back to him, and I'm hoping that it's an intelligent enough creature to know that these two that just showed up are what caused the not attack, but gust of wind on to him.
Cool. We will resolve that in a second. With a 16,
They look at him with pity.
you research and you inform yourselves for a day and believe that you understand the wisdom that he has after millennia.
You're right. Millennia does feel like a long time, but doesn't that make death a little bit more desirable in a way? He's lived so many lives. Has he told you about all of them?
I only need to know about the one that is to come.
Death. To meet his beloved. And you're sacrificing your entire being for this man.
He has done for me more than you would ever know. And he pulls out from his side a massive morning star. And then I gave you an opportunity. I gave you an opportunity to seek refuge from this storm. But now, the Stormbringer will bring her justice. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ah.
Yeah. Cue the music.
He's annoying.